buyers are looking for value. How do you improve value? You offer a competitive price or more features and benefits for a similar price to make sure your home stands out. And you're going to know in the first 30 days whether or not you're priced right. Well, hello and welcome to our October 2025 San Luis Obispo County Market Update. As always, we love compiling this information and trying to share valuable information. So thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing this with your friends. So today we're going to talk about three things. Of course, what's happening in our local market. We're going to share some statistics on that, what's happening with prices, home sales, rents, that sort of thing. Secondly, I want to touch on what's happening in our local rental market because it does affect a lot of us. And then lastly, I'm going to touch on some tips and advice maybe for homeowners or potential sellers. So our market statistics are showing us kind of a consistent theme where our inventory seems to have peaked out after a pretty good run up at the beginning of the year. So we actually have fewer homes for sale now in the county than we've had over the last couple of months. In terms of the number of sales, it's actually up again this month, which ended, September 30th, not the 31st because we don't have one. September 30th over last year. Okay, so August and September were both stronger than a year ago in terms of the number of sales. Good news. Another thing on a more global level is mortgage applications are up 20 to 25% year over year. Now, does that instantly equate to homeowners or people out buying? No, but it is a good leading indicator. So it leads us to believe that, quite honestly, it looks like we could have more demand in the marketplace. And we're just seeing that internally in our office as well as market-wide. Lastly, if I look at what's happening in the market for, let's say, home sellers and buyers, I kind of call it the tale of two tapes, meaning I'm going to share with you some homes number statistics for days on the market for homes that are for sale or sold. So if I look at the town of Morro Bay, we track all these little communities. We have average days on the market over 3 months. Okay, those are for homes that are selling. The ones that have sold was less than 30 days. All right, so if you're a homeowner and you're on the market much more than 30 days, generally that means you need to make some adjustments. That could be price, condition, that sort of thing. If I look at Los Osos, average days on the market for those that are on the market, 78. Those that have sold, 25 days. So 3 times as long on the market without selling versus those sellers that have put something in place that helps their home to sell. And the last little community I looked at Pismo Beach, average days on the market for those not selling, 188 days. That's a lot, 6 months. Those that have sold is 32 days. So what does this mean? That means that values are a little bit more, values are pretty predictable, but more importantly, buyers are looking for value. How do you improve value? You offer a competitive price or more features and benefits for a similar price to make sure your home stands out. And you're going to know in the first 30 days whether or not you're priced right. So we have seen that in the regular sales market. Secondly, let's talk about the rental market. We do have more properties available in terms of those for rent. Very similar to the sales market, though. The ones that we see that just stay advertised for sale and are not renting out, usually they have what we call aspirational prices and aspirational rents. Those that are actually getting rented are usually in fairly good condition. So it comes back to, again, value. Is the rent fair for the quality of the product? So as an owner or a home that's selling or someone that's renting their home, does your home stand out as a value? You're going to have no problem finding someone to either rent or purchase your home. Lastly, tips for homeowners. I deal with a lot of people that are getting homes ready for sale. Oftentimes, a lot of our sellers these days are people who just don't sell as often, so they're what we call aging out of their house. So that means going to a retirement home, moving closer to kids, maybe someone's passed away. And the amount of effort and work to prepare a house like that, in most cases, is very high because of all the clutter people have taken on. So if you're living in your home, realize if you ever want to sell it, the better you maintain it up, keep it as great. The less clutter you have makes it easier for you, or if a family member has to help. So keeping it in good condition, maintaining your house, kind of keeping the clutter down, minimizing things is going to make life easier for you or your family when you go to sell. If you're never going to sell ever, then don't worry about it. But I got to tell you, that's a very important thing that I see takes a lot of time, energy, and money to get a property ready for sale. So thank you for all your great reviews. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, call us 805-781-3750. Have a great rest of the month.